Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. I am sharing with you today a little book haul for spring. So I've picked up a few books here and there, mostly at library secondhand shops, and one of these I purchased new and one of them I got in a little free library. So yeah, I wanted to share them with you. I've become a very picky person about what books I purchase or bring into my home, depending on how much I'm paying for them, and then depending on how they would fit into what I currently already have on my shelves. So that being said, I'm okay bringing in a book that I could get at the library for free if I think that it might be something that I really want to keep. And yeah, so starting off with the first Sarah on this list, because there's so many writers named Sarah. So Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters. I have read 2 of Sarah Waters' novels. I do enjoy them. They are historical fiction with usually lesbian love stories. And this one is, they are all set in, well, no, I think one of them I read was set post World War I, and the other one was set Victorian times. I can't remember exactly when, in the 1800s. And this one, I believe, is a theater troupe that it's following. So I'm not exactly sure where I read the synopsis of this, but yeah, I really enjoy Sarah Waters' writing. Her books often have a twist to them, or like some sort of a back and forth kind of tension, which makes them very entertaining, and also the historical kind of aspect to them where you're learning about a period of history and about a group of people. So she's very good at that. I don't always necessarily enjoy her, what can I say, her style of kind of the push and pull of the relationship. Sometimes I find that a little bit jarring or a little bit like typical, but overall I really do enjoy her writing, so I'm excited to read another Sarah Waters. Okay, next is Kate Mosse, The Burning Chambers. Now, Kate Mosse is one of the main people involved in the Women's Prize, and she's also a writer, and she writes historical fiction as well. So this is set in Carcassonne, France in 1562. Our 19-year-old Minou Joubert receives an anonymous letter at her father's bookshop. Sealed with a distinctive family crest, it contains just 5 words. Yes, so this is, tied in with the Huguenots, and this is the first in a series, and I believe it's 3 books. Yeah, so I've always wanted to try Kate Mosse's work. I believe her other series starts with the book The Labyrinth. And I do enjoy, the Languedoc trilogy. So if I really like this one, I will definitely, read all of them, and then potentially read the Languedoc one as well. And again, this type of reading for me is fun. It's a bit lighter, and I get really wrapped up in historical fiction like this. So excited to see if I like Kate Mosse and want to keep reading her work. Okay, this next one is Burntcoat by Sarah Hall. Now, again, another Sarah. There are so many Sarahs that write, and I sometimes get them mixed up. So have I read a Sarah Hall yet? No, but I've had the wolf border on my TBR before. So Burntcoat is In the bedroom above her immense studio at Burntcoat, the celebrated sculptor Edith Harkness is making her final preparations. Her life will draw to an end in the coming days. Downstairs, the studio is a crucible glowing with memories and desire. It was here when the first lockdown came that she brought Collette, the lover she barely knew, a presence from another culture, a doorway into a new and feverish world. The story of two new lovers confined, Burntcoat is a sublime and scorching experience, an elegy burning with resistance, which no reader will forget. So I don't know, this sounded very interesting, very intriguing. And like I said, I have not read Sarah Hall yet. I think out of Sarah Perry, Sarah Mosse, Sarah Hall, and I think there's another Sarah. I still haven't read Sarah Hall, so this will be my first of hers. And it was a lovely, little hardback, so wanted to pick that one up. This is Amy McKay's memoir, Daughter of Family G, a memoir of cancer genes, love, and fate. Now, Amy McKay is a born in the United States, now lives in Canada author. She lives in Nova Scotia, and she has written several books, The Birth House and The Witches of New York, books, novels that I've really enjoyed. And this is her memoir about being in a family with a very specific genetic cancer and how that affected her and her family. And so, yeah, and this again was a lovely hardback copy. So I thought I would pick this up because I wanted to read that for quite a while. And then finally, the last book is called The Forests by Sandrine Collette. And this was translated from the French by Alison Anderson. So this, I loved the cover, first of all, and second of all, this is the story of a young boy, Corentin, who, he was abandoned, I assume, by his parents, and he is moved from home to home, in a foster care type situation. And he ends up living in a deep valley in the woods with a woman named Augustine. And this older woman is kind of the woman that influences him the most in his life and makes him feel loved, etc. And as he goes off into the world and becomes an adult, he is brought back to the forest to try to find Augustine when the climate change has started affecting the forests that she lived in. And so I believe this is a climate novel, and it is also a novel about a found love relationship between this young man and the woman who raised him. And so it sounded very intriguing to me, and I'm very interested to read Sandrine Collette. I have not read any of her work before. And I like to try to read at least one, but potentially more works in translation every year. All right, so that is my book haul. I think if things work out, I might try to do a book haul once a quarter or once for each season. So this is my spring book haul. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you read any of these and what you thought of them. And I will be back again soon with another video.